Hi guys! Yesterday I was on the phone with someone and they asked me what I thought about Murphy's Law. So this video is about Murphy's Law, what I think about it, and the internet rabbit hole that I went down while I was researching it. For those of you who don't know, like me yesterday, Murphy's Law states that anything that can go wrong will go wrong. And common examples of this could be like when you study for 2 hours straight and then you take a 15-minute break, and then that's when your parents walk into your room and they're like, why don't you ever study? I could relate to these, but something just wasn't sitting right with me. So in digging deeper, I found this thing called resistentialism, which is apparently a spoof of existentialism. But resistentialism is basically saying that everyday inanimate objects, like your lost keys or like the coffee table, have some sort of malice towards you. The motto is that things are against us. When I read that it was a spoof of existentialism, I was like, let me read more about existentialism because I haven't read any primary resources about existentialism. And for those of you who want to know more about philosophy, instead of Wikipedia, you should visit plato.stanford.edu, which is basically any philosopher's best friend. One thing that I read that really stuck with me is that like one of the central tenets of existentialism is that existence precedes essence. Apparently this reverses what traditional philosophy has always claimed, which was that essence, the nature of something, precedes existence, just the mere fact of its being. This was really interesting to me because my own research for my senior thesis is about free will. I think I'm more aligned with this existentialist tenet that the existence of free will should precede its essence, to the extent that I don't think we can ever know what the essence of free will is really like. Here I just felt dread and panic because there's so many things that I don't know about, and I just don't know if I'll ever get enough time to read and learn about everything that I want to learn about, and just anyway, going back to all the tabs I'd opened while I was searching Murphy's Law, one of them was Sod's Law. If something can go wrong, it will go wrong at the worst possible time. An adjacent of this is basically hope for the best but expect the worst. A tangential fun fact, there's something similar in Turkish. It's an idiom. It is İşini kış tut da yaz çıkarsa bahtına. And basically, if I translate it literally, it's saying something along the lines of prepare for winter, so if it turns out to be summer, you'll be in luck. I don't think it's as pessimistic as Murphy's Law. It's more along the lines of lower your expectations so that you can be pleasantly surprised. Anyway, jumping on to the second law of thermodynamics, entropy, which is something that is apparently related to Murphy's Law. I watched 2 videos about entropy and I don't think I still fully understand it, and so I'm not going to make any bold claims about entropy. I will make a comment on, however, something else that I found, which is called Ephraim's Law. Ephraim is basically the reverse of Murphy. It states that everything that can work will, and for me that just seems more intuitive because yes, we do tend to focus on the things that don't work out, but there's so many things that do work out. I'm filming this video and there's like billions of processes that are simultaneously happening within my body, within the world I'm living in, within the universe I'm situated in, and at every instant that I continue to exist, none of those things are actually going wrong and I can still make this video, which is amazing. You know, one thing that really blows my mind is childbirth, so I was looking at that because I was like, I want to talk about that in the video. So I found this great documentary on PBS called Life's Greatest Miracle, and I'll put the link below somewhere. The documentary is like 53 minutes, and to be honest with you, like, although it's really awe-inspiring, the language is really infuriating for me because it says stuff like, you were one cell, but then you built yourself into a billion cells, and you made hundreds of different kinds of tissues and organs. You also have a brain that allows you to make incredible things. How did you do it? Today we're gonna find out in this documentary. You know, watching this video, all I'm thinking is like, there's so many ways in which this whole process can go wrong. The fact that it still happens, right, is a miracle. There's a part in the documentary where they talk about how once the egg is fertilized, the mother's immune system might attack it and think that it's a foreign invader and destroy it. So in its self-defense, the fertilized egg releases certain chemicals so that the mother's body welcomes it as a guest. And all I'm thinking is, in its self-defense, like, what? You know, like, how to do that, just saying like, because DNA is not satisfying to me. And it really doesn't answer the question, because you can ask the same question like ad infinitum. How does that know? How does that know? How does that know? Like, do you just understand how this whole process unfolds? Like, there are countless ways in which things can go terribly wrong, and yet here we are. And yeah, at this point I was curious about, like, there must be some sort of explanation about why these actually go well most of the time. Apparently, more than 90% of pregnancies result in perfectly healthy babies. Which kind of brings me full circle, because one of the other tabs that I had opened initially was about the infinite monkey theorem. The infinite monkey theorem is saying that if there was a monkey randomly hitting keys at a typewriter for an infinite amount of time, it's possible that he could reproduce the complete works of Shakespeare. However, for there to be 1 in a trillion chance of something like that happening, there would need to be 10 to the 360,641 universes filled with atomic monkeys. So I want to end with saying c'est la vie, in that there's always beauty and order and deliberation in the way that we exist every day, and such is life indeed. So till next time.